actually, we asked fans of the film, and so this is the first question. It's actually the first question I would have asked, but so
Okay.
I'm going to leave it to one of our fans. So Dominic Francia from the Philippines wanted to know, how does it feel like to be a new leading lady, and are you nervous about being part of a big budget film?
Yes, I'm so nervous. I was so nervous. I'm still nervous. I'm very anxious, and I hope that I made the fans proud and I did a good job for everybody that enjoys these movies, and that was something I was very conscious of. But it's been a great experience for me. I mean, I've got to learn so much this last year and challenge myself every day, and you know, and work on a movie that, you know, people can only dream of. So I feel very, very lucky.
The kind of craziness is that you're from a farm, you know, so like from that to this, how many years has it been? What's the kind
I left home when I was 16, so about 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
It's been an insane 8 years then.
Yeah.
Do you still have to pinch yourself and just
Yeah,
be like...
I do, and it's really important to me to, you know, in order for me to stay grounded and you know, it's really important for me to check in with myself and my family and understand that this isn't normal, and what I do, you know, I'm very lucky, I'm very fortunate, and every day I really try and take a minute, and you know, I'll be in a situation where I'll just go, oh my gosh, you're just a silly little farm girl and you're here and you're so lucky, and I feel very, very blessed.
Did that happen during the explosions?
Yeah. There was definitely moments when I was on this set which would pinch me. I mean, we were staying in a hotel that overlooked the sets for a couple of weeks when we were in Chicago, and I was about 20 stories high, so we were really high, and we had shut down the whole of Wacker Avenue, which is the main street in Chicago,
crazy, yeah.
you know, and it, you know, to shut down a main street in any town causes catastrophe for the whole city. So it was really funny, and I remember just looking down, and the set was built to look like the end of the world, and it was such a huge set, and I could see all the Navy SEALs like little ants running through it, and explosions and gunfire, and then there was 3 helicopters flying around filming it, and then I'm sitting there eating my cornflakes, and there was 6 base jumpers shooting past the window in parachutes, and it was really that moment that I was like, wow, this movie is massive. Massive, and it reaches so many like people, and there's so many people that are fans of this, and it was like a lot of pressure all at once, but a real pinch me moment.
Did you talk to anybody because about that kind of pressure, because it is a tough thing to put, and so who would you talk to in order to kind of be like, to calm you down? Is it family, or do you have mates that kind of are also in this that kind of understands?
Yeah, it was a really interesting time for me during filming, because you know, anybody, I suppose, that shoots a movie will maybe tell you the same thing, that they kind of, you go to ground and you really become absorbed in the team and the cast and the crew, and you kind of don't have a life. It was a time for me where I really wanted to adjust to this all myself, and I was working really hard. Even when I wasn't on set, I was preparing for my next day, and I was in the gym, and so I didn't talk to a lot of people, and it was also a private time when, you know, I had a lot going on, but I would speak to my family, and that's who you know, my mother, who is, you know, the greatest inspiration in my life, and even though it was maybe hard for her at times to understand, it was really, she was there for me every step of the way.
You have awesome poker face when things are blowing up behind you. So how did you deal with that? Because,
oh my God.
because I would have been like, you know, or blinking, I don't know.
That's so funny you noticed that, because that's one scene where Michael came up to me and he was like, Rosie, you cannot F this up, because if you do, you're going back to London. He's like, this particular shot is costing millions of dollars. And I was like, what the hell is going to go on? And I was so nervous. I had no idea what was going to go on
he didn't tell you?
me. He told me there was going to be an explosion behind me, and that I had to walk, you know, I had very specific instructions to walk 3 steps, stop, and I was taking something in, but people coming up and they're going, it's going to be really loud, it's going to be really hot, so don't blink, and don't move, and don't laugh, and I was like really nervous about what was going to go on, and luckily, I was so pleased once I saw the shot that I didn't know what was going on, because if I had known that 3 cars were going to be exploding and spinning behind me, and I was going to get hit by shrapnel, and it was going to, you know, it's hot when those explosions go off. I think I might have freaked out a little bit more, but I'm glad you noticed.
Girl, you look great. So that was kind of the... Now, working with Shia, was that interesting? I mean, he's just done it for so long, and so...
He was such an... I mean, he's so talented. that guy is going to be so huge. I mean, he is huge, but he's going to have a long, long career in this industry. And he's so talented. He's got the ability to go from 0 to 10 in like 10 seconds flat. And I just feel very grateful to have gotten to work alongside such a talented actor and got to soak up everything and learn from him. And, you know, we had a lot of fun. Shia's, you know, a really interesting character. He's completely neurotic. He's, you know, he's an intense, funny guy. And we had a lot of fun.